A very good evening, Zimbabwe. Welcome to LiveTalk Women's Roundtable, where we look at issues affecting women. We're coming to you live from Studio 7 at the Voice of America in Washington this Thursday, September the 14th, 2023. And I'm your host, Marvelous Mhlanganyahuye. And tonight on Live Talk, we're looking at Zimbabwe's way forward following a disputed election, with President Emmerson Mnangagwa today holding a meeting with his new cabinet and top civil servants in Harare to map the way forward for the country. But before we dive deep into our main topic, let's take a look at what is happening in Kenya, where one of the world's most popular apps, TikTok, is under growing scrutiny in Kenya over what critics see as explicit content, hate speech, and offensive behavior. An activist has petitioned Parliament to ban the Chinese app, even as millions of young Kenyans use it for entertainment, social connections, or even to make money. Francis Ontomwa reports from Nairobi.
Then you end up with something that's so messy.
Anna Montez is a minor TikTok sensation. She shares live tutorials on makeup artistry at least 3 times a week. Not long ago, she had a conventional job, but quit to concentrate on her passion. Today, Montez says she's making more money than her job ever offered.
I've seen myself get followers. I've seen myself grow up to 20,000 new followers in like 2 weeks. And with that comes customers, comes interactions, comes brand collaborations, a lot of things. So that has been a new experience, interesting, and I'm loving this space.
Montez is just one of millions of Kenyans who use TikTok and one of a growing group leveraging the social media platform to try to make a living. But Montez's prospects could be threatened if an activist has his way. Bob Ndolo, an IT specialist and a father of 2, wants TikTok shut down in Kenya. He recently submitted a petition to Parliament asking lawmakers to consider a ban on the app.
With TikTok, you go to a live coverage and you'll find those young girls that you can call your sister, your auntie, your mother. They are all there, half naked. And what they are doing, they are selling their bodies.
According to a 2023 survey by Reuters Institute Digital News report, Kenya is a global powerhouse in the use of TikTok. 54% of Kenyans utilize the platform for various reasons. The Kenyan government says TikTok and other social media apps contribute $3 million every month to Kenya's economy. Recently, President William Ruto held a virtual meeting with TikTok CEO who agreed to implement some restrictions on the app and establish an official presence in Kenya. Globally, numerous countries have imposed partial or total bans on the Chinese-owned application on privacy and security grounds. In Africa, Senegal and Somalia have banned TikTok, and at least 3 other nations are considering similar measures.
Governments are supposed to be able to come up with regulatory processes and policies that can govern the way such foreign applications are being used in the country. Right now, if those measures are not put in place, how are we going to make sure that we are protecting ourselves and our kids?
Montez says anti-TikTok activists are not being realistic about the modern world.
And I do understand why it's a concern. But the truth is that these things have happened in real life. They have not started now. So as things change, as technology improves, these things will still penetrate into these spaces. That does not mean that you ban the space entirely. Yeah? We don't all have to suffer.
Parliament has yet to begin formal debate on the proposed ban. In the meantime, Kenyans find themselves torn between preserving digital rights for its creative youth and keeping the online environment safe for its population. Francis Ontomwa for VOA News, Nairobi.
And now back to our main topic. President Mnangagwa today held a meeting with his new cabinet members and urged them to work diligently in the next 5 years of his term, despite what he called sanctions imposed by the country by the West.
Although we are under the albatross of the heinous illegal sanctions, This must never limit us in our efforts to develop our motherland. We must have a mentality that this is normal and achieve even greater success under these conditions. The innovation and ingenuity that has seen us realize unprecedented results across all sectors should be scaled up. Zimbabwe should develop through benchmarking government services against those of other jurisdictions, cognizant of the adage that kugara nakakuona dzevamwe kwete kutevedzera. Government must continue to create an enabling environment for investment. It is my expectation that over the next 5 years, government business will be encouraged by the whole of economy and society approach to development. The open door policy must be the norm and not an exception across the board. Hence, stakeholder engagement and dialogue is to be promoted. You, the incoming ministers, deputy ministers, and permanent secretaries, will be measured by the agility and innovativeness towards accelerating our economic growth.
That was President Emmerson Mnangagwa speaking in Harare today. There is an uproar from some women rights groups on the low number of women appointed in key ministries in the current cabinet, although a number were added as deputies. The leader of the opposition United Zimbabwe Alliance, Elizabeth Valario, the only female who ran in this year's presidential election, castigated the Mnangagwa cabinet.
We believe that this cabinet fails to meet the expectations of the people of Zimbabwe, many people of whom are affected currently by rising prices, the collapsing economy. This was really an opportunity for President Mnangagwa to really demonstrate a sincere concern and an effort towards turning around the economy by, really putting forward a cabinet that reflects his intention. But instead, we have seen quite a few issues that bring a lot of concern to us as a political party. First of all, nepotism within this cabinet is so brazen. The president has appointed his son as the new deputy finance minister, his nephew as the new deputy minister of tourism and hospitality. The president's cabinet also seems to be, re-emergence of the same old faces and people who were part of spearheading the current economic meltdown within our country. So we cannot expect anything different as we look to the future. The president also has missed an opportunity to really focus on engaging the younger generation. So we see in this particular cabinet a lot of individuals who are over the age of 60. These are individuals who've been around for a very long time in government. We do respect and admire those who paved the way for independence in our country, but we believe that at this point it's time to let the young people take an active role in shaping the future of our country. I also, as I looked at the announcement for this cabinet, I saw a very low number of women represented in the current cabinet. And so when you look at the numbers, I think it's 6 women out of 26 cabinet ministers. So 20 men were appointed versus 6 women. And this really, shows that the government is not putting forward a genuine effort towards making sure that women, who are more than 50% of the population, are represented in the highest offices within our country.
That there was the leader of the opposition United Zimbabwe Alliance, Elizabeth Valario. Meanwhile, newly appointed female deputy mayor of Harare, Kudzai Kadzombe of the opposition CCC, was arrested today for allegedly assaulting a ZANU-PF member on election day. Her lawyer, Jeremiah Bamu, told Studio 7 that Kadzombe will appear in court tomorrow. This follows another arrest this week of Triple C Member of Parliament for Sunningdale Maureen Kademaunga, who was later freed due to lack of evidence. Many rights activists are saying arrests of female politicians and the exorbitant cost of running campaigns keep women away from running for political office. What are your thoughts regarding this? Please stay tuned as we take a brief break. Don't go away.
In times of change, when the world seems uncertain and what we hear doesn't reflect what we see, we seek the truth. When we are told only part of the story, we lose trust. In moments of crisis, our dreams, hopes, and wishes for a better tomorrow depends on a free press. At Voice of America, we bring you the stories that people take risks to see. We connect the world and unite it with truth. At Voice of America, we show you the whole picture.
For those that have just joined us, please note that we are streaming live on all our Facebook pages, VOA Shona, VOA Studio 7, and VOA Ndebele. We're also live on YouTube at VOA Zimbabwe. And to discuss this issue, we're joined by former Mayor of Kwekwe, Adeline Kasipo, and also we're joined by the spokesperson for LEAD, Rosaline Ncube. Welcome to the program, ladies.
Thank you.
I'll start off with the former. Thank you. I'll start off with the honorable former mayor of Kwekwe. We've seen that in Zimbabwe this week. We've seen Zimbabwe getting a deputy mayor who's a woman and also a mayor in Mutare. What are your views, being a former mayor yourself?
I can hardly hear you. The network is really bad.
Your network is very bad. Madam Mayor, your network is very bad, so I'll come back to you. I'll move over to Rosaline Ncube of LEAD. Ms. Ncube, what's your view on the cabinet that we saw being introduced this week by the president, especially when it comes to the composition of women?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Okay. We are not happy about the cabinet which was chosen by Mr. Mnangagwa, the president of Zimbabwe. Especially at the presidium level, there are 3 men, no women there. During Gabi's era, it was better, there was a man jury there. Now we are not fully represented as women, so we are not happy at all. Even during elections, the women, they were so few. That was 11.1%. It represented the whole country, including all the MPs, the councillors. Yeah, there were too few. Then we are saying as women, we need the full representation at parliament level, at the presidium level. We need a woman there to stand for us. We don't need the Chiwengas, the Mohadis, and the Mnangagwas only. There should be a woman there. And we are saying at this juncture, Zimbabwe needs to set up aside the partisan politics and go for a GNU for just 3 years. They need to be unified. People, they need to be unified. There is too much polarization in Zimbabwe. This partisan politics is destroying the country. Women are needed in this GNU. They should be given the space. Yeah, they should be given the space to strive on it, to strive and they must say out what they want. Yeah, this GNU, it needs to be all political parties, especially our party, which is led by a female person who is called Linda Masavira. So we need a JNU in Zimbabwe. We need a JNU in Zimbabwe to unify all the people. There is too much bloodshed just because of these parties and politics.
Ms. Ncube, while we're waiting to get the mayor back, if you can respond in Shona this time, then we'll go to Ndebele since you speak all three. So what is the way forward? We saw your party president, Linda Masarira, writing a letter, especially you were mentioning about the presidium, which are, the top three of Zimbabwe. What's the way forward now, if you can respond in Shona?
Yeah. If I okay,
taurai neshona kuti munoona sei kuti remangwana rakamira sei munyika tichiona mutungamiri webato renyu muzvare Linda Masarira takaona vachinyora tsamba vachivhunza ivo kuti ko sei kusinawo mutevedzeri wechidzimai.
Yes, yeah, tiri kudawo mutevedzeri wechidzimai sezvazvakange zviri. Takaona kuti pana maimujuru pane vakasungwa vamwe vakatonopira muzere vaita kurepa vana, kubata vana vadiki, vachiita vakadzi, takaona vachinofira kujere. Saka tiri kuda kumiririrwa zvakakwana. Like tiri kuda kuona sekaministera iya yeyuthi iya tiri kuda kuti vekaenda munhukadzi nokuti yuthi zvavangofanana nevanhukadzi vechidiki vanoda vana mai. Tiri kuona chero huku chaiyo vana vayo vanofamba vachiiteerera. Saka tiri kutaura kuti mayuthi anofanira kutungamirirwa nemunhukadzi vateerere mai, mwana ndimai, mwana asina mai haasi mwana anonzi nherera. Saka tiri kuona vana vedu muno muZimbabwe just because pane vanhurume vega vakawandisa dziri nherera vana vedu ivavo. Saka tiri kuti aiwa ngazvigadzirise deno kwaita mubatanidzwa, hurumende yomubatanidzwa vese vana purezidendi Masarira vapinda vapiwawo maministerial opposition iyo kwavanokwanisa vamirire vakadzi sezvo vakapiwa mabato iri kuti vanhukadzi vaone vachimiririrwa zvakakwana chaizvo zvisina kana kupatsanurwa nokuti tiri kuona kuti Zimbabwe ndeye vanhurume sezvo tichiziva kuti vanhurume vagara vane hutsinye havana mwoyo yakareba. Saka tiri kuona kuti munhukadzi ndiye anokwanisa kuimba vana vachizoita ramangwana rakanaka. Future yese yevana iri kunama ziisa yenyika tiri kuona kuti inobva kuvanhukadzi. Saka tiri kuti hatina kutombomiririrwa zvakakwana kana bodo especially kana tichitarisa kumusoro ikoko tichiona kuti purezidendi munhurume mavhaisi 2 yese ava vanhurume. Tiri kuti aiwazve hatiri kudaro especially toti muhadzi munhu akaputsa imba aidanana nomunhu akaroorwa imba ikaoneka ichichitika. Saka tiri kuti aiwa tiri kuda munhukadzi anovaka vana vavakike nyika ivakike zvese zviendeke.
Thank you so much there. Regai tichidzokera kuna former mayor vekukwekwe Adeline Kasipo. Tamapo here panhare?
Ndakunzwai.
Ya nesuwo takukunzwai zvakanaka. Sekubvunza kwandandaita kuti takaona iro svondo rino kwakagadzwa iko meya wechidzimai kwaMutare uyezve kuHarare kunyange zvazvo vazosungwa nhasi deputy mayor ndewechidzimai. Munoona sei izvi?
Ndinoona zviri zvinhu zvinofadza zvikuru. Ndakafara zvikuru pandakaona kansela Sophie Gwasira vachigadzwa sameya weguta reMutare. Inini ndinogara ndichitaura kuti isisu madzimai tinozvikwanisa nekapasiti yekurana nyika yekurana guta zvakanaka chaizvo kungoenzanawo nevarume. Tinofanira kunge tipiwewo mukana wekuti titungamirirewo sezvakaitwa meya Sophie sezvakaitwa deputy mayor kuHarare.
Zviri nyore here kubata basa iri rekunge muri meya uyezve imi makariita kwenguva yakareba sei?
Inini ndakaita for 3 years ndakabva ndazvetwa record. Kwakauya futi mumwe mudzimai kukwekwe, kansela Future Titora, vasina kuzokwikwidza ipapapo. Inini ndinoda kufunga kuti reguta rekwekwe vakanga vaona mabatiro andakaita semunhukadzi, ndosaka vakabva vaita confidence ekuzoti pandakaitwa record voisa futi mumwe munhukadzi. Zviri nyore mufunge kuita basa irori. Basa rekulocal government rinobata kana kuti maservices anoprovidwa kulocal government anonyanyobata vanhu vechidzimai zvikurusa. Takatarira provision yemvura, takatarira provision good sanitation, takatarira provision yemarodhi chaiwo. Unoona kuti zvinhu zvinoafekta madzimai kupfuura kuafekta zvazvinoita vanhurume. Kana kumba kuchinzi hakusi kuwanikwa mvura, clean water, vatinoona vakamira pamutsetse yekutsvaga mvura madzimai. Saka semunhukadzi ndinoona unogona kuempathiza more nemamwe madzimai, oita all you can kuti provision maservices iwaya iitwe. Varume kwavari ichitori zviyabati personally. Saka ndinoona madzimai ari better place kuita meya.
Thank you so much. I understand we have a caller. Hello, caller Makadi. Aiwa, tiri wadi taurai zvenyu asi taurisai mbijana. Tipewo pfungwa dzenyu. Tiri kutaura nani uyezve muri kupi?
Ndiri kuJoburg, ndiri kutaura naEdna.
Tipewo pfungwa dzenyu. Tiri kukunzwai zvakanaka chaizvo, taurai yenyu.
Inini ndichaemirira madzimai pavakapinda mupariamendi. Chinoita kuti vakadzi titye kupinda mupariamendi. Chokuona kwangu inhau yekutosvika zvinyange ari kunguva yekuti vanhu vachisimudzira nyika, asi tikuonazve vakadzi vari kushungurudzwa futi vachitorerwa vachinosungwa futi. Saka handizivi kuti hurumende yedu izvezvizvi inozvitora sei vakadzi toita kupindawo muzvimatongerwo enyika. Asi tikaona vakadzi vakushungurudzwa futi amaelection apa vakatora nhiku, handiti vachitorwa nhiku vachipasisiwa kunzi ngaamirire meya, ngaamirire kansela. Kunochesokwa kusina kuronzera here kunzi vane zvavakaita. Ndopane mubvunzo wangu kuti zvinoshungurudza zvokuti vazvobatiwa zvichitova.
Saka munoona kuti pangagadziriswa sei?
Ipapapa hurumende indonatsa kuti zvinhu zvinaseka kana vanhu vasarudzwa nevanhu kuti vamirire vanhu, ngavarege vanhu vaite basa. Kana munhu anga aine mhosva vanga vachifanirwa kurega kumugadza vondopedza mhosva dzake. Kana kuti munhu agadziwa makuteverera mhosva dzake dzazoro dzazingazikani sezvakaita meya kadema unga handiti akazoonekwa paya kunzi haana mhosva. Tandisai kuti teni iyoyo kana ndiri handiti ndikangobatwa neCID paita kushungurudzwa kanoitwa so pfungwa dzangu dzinotoita dictebere. Akatokanganisiwa atofanirwa kuti ndaukanselingi. Saka hazvisiri right kwambiri pazvipozori haana mhosva.
Aiwa, mashoko makukutu. Tinokutendai chaizvo mai Edna vari kufona vari kuSouth Africa. Regai tigovhunza madzimai ari pano. Muzvare Roslyn Ncube, coming to you, if you can answer in Ndebele. You just heard there our caller was saying that maybe what is also deterring women from taking up these leadership positions is some of these arrests that we've seen going on. After someone has won their seat, they are arrested and then told they have no case. What's your view? You can answer in Ndebele.
Hello.
You can go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, you can answer in Ndebele.
Come again with your question, sorry.
I was saying
Come again with your question.
we had a caller who was saying that she thinks some of the women are shying away from politics because they have seen other women who are in politics being denigrated, being arrested for no cause, especially what we saw happening this week to some lady MP from CCC, Maureen Kademaunga, and also the Deputy Mayor of Harare, who's currently in custody and will be going into court. She says, the caller says, this can deter women from getting into politics. What's your view? And you can answer in Ndebele.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, interesting file. Yeah, ukuthi sizene ukuthi ngabantu abangabafazi. Siyathola indlela yokuthisa, babe siyisethisa, babe siyamabizo, esithola ukuthi singamayile, noma ukuthi phela siyisethile, noma ukuthi siyenzile leyo yikho sizethishile esikhathini ukuthi siyagqedisela sesibotshiwe. And abantu abafazi siyesaba ukungena ku-politics yikho sibanengi ngokuthi abantu angamadoda ngabantu labana abasiyethiselayo abasikhangelela phansi besibona ingazani thina singabantu nje be-bedroom noma singabantu abafuze begcina abantwana noma singabantu abangacabangiyo kodwa hayi ngayisikho ngokuthi thina yikho esabafundisayo ukuthi bekhulume ukuthi behambe bebancane sabamunyisa sasitshona laba amadoda lawa yikho esabafundisa ukukhuluma noma ukucabanga umuntu otshona laye niyo le influence ukuthi uyakufundisa uyenza lokho uzakwanti ukuyenza ukhayela kathesa abantu babotshiya abantu besifazana babotshiya uyenze ukuthi bengakwani beyesabe ukuyethusela abanye abangekho ku-politics ukuthi beyesabe ukuthi bebuye labo ku-politics sibona ukuthi khona waqala nge-second Kimurenga ngumbuyane handa futhi wakhuluma ngingakhuluma ngeshona wathi khona amaphupha angachamuka abafazi bonke abaku-politics sibona ukuthi khona ngombuyane handa ngamabhonzo kambuyane handa asevukile abantu abangamadoda they know that bayakwazi khonokho bayakwazi lokhu ukuthi khona abantu abangafazi bayakwanisa ukukhokhela ilizwe leli bayakwazi ukuthi khona amathambo kambuyane handa asevukile and bayakwazi ukuthi khona akaseze sithule and akaseze sime siyaphambili size sifike ukuthi sizale ngaba-president singabantu abangabafazi bayakwazi ukuthi bengakaseze besilise ukuthi abayaziyo abantu angamadoda yikho-ke bayasiyethusela ukuthi thina abantu abaningi abantu besifazana bekele ukungena kwi-politics ngokuthi bayasenza ama-bot shaming ukuthi ngayethiwa bot shaming then uyahle-esabe ukuthi yona ebuye ku-politics bengabona abanye bebotshwa abantu besifazi bayahle beyesabe ukuthi bebuye ku-politics yikho futhi
Thank you there, Madam Ncube. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know, at this point, you were really excited to tell us what women are facing. Madam Kasipo, your last word in 10 seconds.
In the age, women, that we can do it. Let's not leadership positions, let's get into politics, and let's take my leadership position their life.
Thank you so much to our guests and also our valued listeners who are streaming with us and those that are listening to us. And that brings us to the end of our show. Signing off in Washington, I'm Marvelous Mhlanga Nyahuye saying have a very good night, Zimbabwe.